Hey kids, welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite vino blogger Lelezondani, and I'm so excited to be back on your screens. If you're new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe, and if you're a returning subscriber, please don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with all your friends. As you can see by today's title of the video, we're going to be decoding decanting. What is decanting? Decanting is basically just pouring wine into another container that will allow it to separate from the sediments that is collected at the bottom of a wine bottle. This is typical with much older vintages and wines like that, because it sits so long in a bottle that when wine sits so long in the bottle, there's really not much oxygen for it to breathe and to do its thing as wine and to open up. So when it's sitting in there, it tries to grab as many things as possible, so you'll get a lot of gases inside the wine. That's why when you taste wine straight from the bottle, it's really tight. It's like the tannins are really strong and things like that. So if your wine is stored in a way that, sorry, this bottle is open, by the way. Thank you so much, Leopards for this beautiful pinotage. We'll get into it though, it's really soon. If your wine is stored in this direction, like this, horizontally, is that horizontally? Yes, I think it's horizontally. Yeah, typically the sediments will be all over the wine. So before you decant, it's very important that at least your wine is sitting upright like this, at least for a day. A couple hours is fine, to be quite honest, just so that the sediments can get to the bottom of the bottle, and then you can separate them. You can separate the wine from the sediments when you decant, and then it's like, you know, it's all like good and fruity and all the good stuff that wine has to show. But not all wine should be decanted, especially champagne. I think we all know that, like, when you leave champagne open, it tends to get flat, like, you know, when you go coke or things like that, and it's open for a really long time, it gets really flat. It's not as nice, and it doesn't have that nice bounce anymore. Yeah, so don't decant your champagne, please don't do that, or your sparkling wines as well, because I think they thrive better when they still have their bounce and everything like that. But yeah, that's the only wine that you can't decant, or is not advisable. I mean, you can, but it's not advisable to do that. But yeah, should we get straight into how to decant? I'm gonna show you 3 ways you can decant your wines. I love decanting so much, especially with young wines or with older wine, just any type of wine really. Is like, I love decanting. I think the whole process is beautiful, but I also understand sometimes you aren't around a decanter most of the time when you're like having wine, maybe having wine with friends, wherever, and there's no decanter, or you can't afford one, because sometimes, like most times, decanters can be really expensive. I know a lot of people also don't see the necessary reason on why they should get a decanter or whatever. But yeah, I'm just gonna show you anyways a couple ways that you can decant your wine if you really feel like, oh, it's a little too strong, or the tannins are a little bit too heavy, and whatever. This is our typical decanter. This is one of my favorites. I love it. It's a standard decanter. It's beautiful. I can't say what the prices really are now, because, you know, inflation and everything, and I haven't really looked. But I know this one was probably around 200 to 300, but that's normally how much they cost. So when it comes to pouring your wine into a decanter, you have to be very, very careful because of the sediments at the bottom. This is a pretty new addition, and it's a pretty young wine, so I'm not expecting there to be much sediments at the bottom. But yeah, let me show you anyways how I would pour if it was an older wine and there was sediments at the bottom. So yeah, let's do it. So first of all, you have to obviously angle it at a 45-degree angle. I like to use the longer part of the decanter, like here, just because it's easier than the shorter part, and it's like a nice little funnel for you to pour. So you just pour like this, very easy, you know what I'm saying? And then leave an ounce at the bottom. But yeah, I think I just poured it like a nice clean glass. So just swishing it around just like this enhances the flavors. It opens up the wine. It gives it like that life that it needs. Because can you imagine, sometimes you'll get a wine that is sitting in a bottle for 6 years. Do you know what I'm saying? And then you drink it straight from that bottle. You're drinking all those gases and you're drinking all that you know what I'm saying? It's not the best. It doesn't like thrive the best. I think that's why also a lot of people will be like, oh, I don't really like older wines, because you're drinking it straight from the bottle. It's been in there for like years. There's really not much place for it to oxygenate and spread out and breathe, because you know wine is a very, very natural beverage. You know, it comes from the ground and everything, so it's like plants. You're drinking a plant, if anything, so it needs to breathe. You need to give it some room, some oxygen. It grew out in the open, you know what I'm saying? So when you drink it, it needs to be drank out in the open, if that makes sense. But yeah, have that there. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna leave this here for a second, and we're gonna taste how it tastes straight from the bottle, and then from there we're gonna taste how it tastes straight from the decanter. I've already poured from the bottle, and this is it. It's got a beautiful fruity nose. I'm getting a lot of like cherries. I'm getting a lot of like sweet red fruits from it. Yeah, that's what I get from it. Let's see the taste. Today I'm gonna taste properly, like use a spittoon and everything. By the way, spittoon is like a spit bucket. I think it's called a spittoon, but I remember back in the day, like during my promo days, they used to call it a spittoon. I think it's called a spittoon. But anyways, that's what I call it anyway, a spittoon. It's a great wine, I will say. On the palate, it feels really like a light medium. The tannins are pretty, I won't say like heavy, but they are pretty heavy. It's got pretty heavy tannins. It's a pinotage, by the way. It's got a lovely like undertone of like black currant in it. It's got a beautiful fruity flavor to it though. Yeah, I kind of like it. It's nice. I don't think it's really showing out the best though in it, but yeah, so far so good. I really don't have much complaints from it, from being in the bottle, from like it's straight from the bottle. It's actually really, really good. But yeah, I'm excited to see how it will taste from the decanter as well. So I don't really like spitting, you know. I'm really not a spitter. I'm like a swallower. Now let's taste and see how it does from the decanter. I love how perfect the pour is from a decanter. Just watch this. Oh my God. Look at that. So neat. So, normally before you serve decanted wine, it should at least be in the decanter for like 20 minutes up to like 4 hours. That's the best time. You don't want to over decant your wine, because it becomes really flat. It loses all that flavor. It loses all that fruitiness and all the beauty comes with it, because wine's very complex. Do you know what I'm saying? So it can be in as much as, okay, we want to flat out the tannins and everything, you don't really want to flat out everything, because you want to taste that complexity, that you want to taste the character of the wine, you want to taste the fruitiness, you want to taste everything that it was made to be. So you don't really want to like kill, you know, all those flavors and everything. The whole point is for it to enjoy it. Anyways, I'm talking too much. Let's get into it. Let's see how it smells. Wow. Okay. So that whole cherry flavor, you know, nose is coming in really, really strong. It's very fruity now. I'm getting like a I'm getting like I want to say like dark chocolate, because it's got like a richness to it, but it's also like at the same time it's giving you like a really nice sweet like flavor to it. Yeah, I want to say dark chocolate with like a cherry to it, like a beautiful red fruits, maybe even cranberry. Yeah, anyways, let's get into the tasting. Much better, much much better. I love how the fruit flavors come out. Everything is just kind of like balanced now for sure. The tannins are there, but they're so like muted now. It's subtle in a way, like the fruit flavors have come out more. It's more enjoyable. It's easier to drink now. Even though yes, the tannins are there, it's not something that overwhelms your palate. It's just like it's there, it like disappears really quickly, and like you get back to the fruit flavors, you get back to the cherryness and the black currants and all that beautiful stuff. And it's at the same time now it's like really refreshing. It doesn't dry you out like from the bottle. Like it felt like my whole palate had like dried out. It's not drying you out. Even like with swallowing, it doesn't like, and sometimes I say this all the time, but tannins hit like the top of your palate. Sometimes also they hit here. I feel like it's more acidity that hits here, the back of your throat. But yeah, like this is very smooth now, even though it's a young wine. It's come out like really balanced. It's very enjoyable. I will say that maybe after some time, this would be, you know, after like a couple years, I feel like it would be like way more, what's the word? Way more developed and way more enjoyable. I think it will age like incredibly well. Now I've heard about another one, which is decanting with a blender. So yes, I'm gonna go quickly blend some wine, then we're gonna come back, sit down again and see what it has to offer us. So yeah, don't want to put too much because I'm not sure about this too. Oh my god. As you saw, I just blended the wine, which is this one. And yeah, let's get into it. That's like when you want to like decant your wine, like you ain't got no time, sweetie. You want to drink it now, now, now. You don't want to wait 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You don't want to wait. You just put it in there, blend it. I've seen this trick with a lot of people. I've always wanted to try it. So this is my first time trying it as well. The smell is still the same, but I feel like I don't know. It's like the it's very muted. Like I can't smell it. I can't smell it. Shit. I killed the wine. Like it's there, but it's like teeny bit of like cherry and then all that stuff I was smelling before. Like it's hard to smell anything with this one. It's really good. I really have nothing bad to say about the taste. It's actually really, really good. It's got like it's still got the fruit flavors and everything. I will say that they're not coming out as strongly as before. Tannins are still there, not as strongly as before. I feel like everything's just muted down, like completely. I don't know if it's a good thing, but yeah, it feels. I don't know. it's just become really basic now. I don't know, it's just it tastes like a really basic wine. I feel like, yeah, the tannins come out a little more when you swallow it. This is why I like swallowing. You get the flavor, you know, just how like it was intended to. But I also get the whole spitting thing. It's not my favorite, to be quite honest. I'm not gonna spit no more. Anyways, I'm not impressed by it at all. I don't know, I feel like it killed the wine a little bit. Like all the characteristics of it and what made it interesting is kind of like disappeared. I don't really like that. It's not like giving its character anymore. I feel like that's gone, and the whole reason why we liked it is that we could get all these beautiful cherry flavors and black currants and all these beautiful cranberry noses, and you know what I'm saying. And even though, yeah, there was a bit of tannins, I don't think that we should kill tannins completely. You know, I feel like it's what adds character to the wine. It's what makes it, you know, really exciting and vibey. I think that tannins, you know, shouldn't be grippy on the palate as well, but I think that it adds like a really beautiful depth to it. So there's other different ways as well you can decant your wine. You don't have to buy this big crystal glass to decant your wine. If you know you can't afford one, or you don't have one at the moment, or whatever, a normal jug is fine. Wine just needs to breathe. It just needs to be oxygenated so that the flavors can enhance, and you know, you can separate your wine from sediments, and you can just enjoy it to its full potential, you know. But yeah, another way that you can decant your wine is if you get an aerator. It's just a little wine tool that you pour your wine through. I'll insert a clip right here.
These wine aerators are actually pretty handy dandy. They do make a funny sound though. Check this out.
Basically just really helps as well. If you don't have a lot of space in your house or whatever, and you can't get this big, you know, glass of decanter, that helps a lot. Plus it's also, I really like how it's very portable. You can just literally just go with it anyway. If you want to go to a restaurant with it, you can, and you just use it, because it's also a really much faster way of decanting your wine as well. In fact, I should get myself that. So when you serve your decanted wine in a big crystal glass like this one, it's always advisable to keep the bottle and the cork as well, and especially if you have guests over, put the bottle and the cork right next to the decanter so that your guests know what they're drinking and they know what's in it and everything. It's just polite also, you know, people are very skeptical, and everyone is very sensitive these days on, you know, what they drink and everything, and what they're being served, as they should be. If you don't finish the wine that's in the decanter, you can always just pour it back and cork it back up again, and you know, drink it another time. So that's great, because you don't want to leave your wine in the decanter for too long. It becomes over decanted, and it just doesn't taste nice after that. It's like it gets to that vinegary, you know, state, because when you over oxygenate wine, it becomes just like vinegar after that. This is a 2020 Pinotage Leopard's Leap special edition, crafted from varieties selected exclusively when the vintage produces outstanding quality. Very interesting. It's absolutely gorgeous. I really enjoyed it. It's very good. It's a very good wine. I want to say thank you very much to Leopard's Leaf for sending me this special edition Pinotage. It is absolutely delicious, and I hope that everybody goes out and buys it. It is amazing. If you want to know where to get it and how much it is, please check the description below. I want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video up until now. Please don't forget to subscribe to your girl's channel, and please don't forget to like and comment and share this with all your friends who are interested in wine. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. You know what we say at the end, yeah, happy wine with the kids, yeah. Yeah.